I'm very much interested in the tenses. I think the tenses are one of the most difficult things when learning English. So to get tenses right is an indication that somebody is or has developed solid knowledge of English. Okay, tenses, and one sentence that I've written down is on page 102. Sitting down next to Paula, comma, she picked up the half-empty drink she had left on the table. All the ice had melted. Two sentences, in fact, and just let's break them up, I think. So the first part, so before the comma, we've got sitting down next to Paula. This is the present participle clause, right? Sitting, present participle, the form, and then all together before the comma is the clause. She picked up, which is the simple past, and then she had left on the table, which is the past perfect, okay? And by operating with those tenses skillfully, okay, you just need to actually use those tenses correctly. You don't need to do anything else, okay? Before going to the bathroom, she put down her drink on the table. When she returned, she sat down and picked up her drink. Okay, so the second and the third actions are happening roughly at the same time. Okay, and all the ice had melted, okay, whilst she was in the bathroom. Or, for example, a sentence on page 103, blowing a kiss, comma, she waved goodbye to the others at the table. Blowing a kiss, again, is a present participle clause. Okay, she waved goodbye at the table. 202, Simon telling Eileen, I did tell you I'd been seeing someone. Okay, so I did tell you is the simple past. I did been seeing, so I had been seeing is the past perfect, okay, meaning that, so he first started seeing somebody, then he told Eileen, okay, so I think it's brilliant, but it's not easy to get your head around. Okay, also on page 121, you are jealous of them. Prepositions, they are present, they are prevalent, and we need to learn them. Jealous of, on page 95, it makes me want to be sick. Okay, be sick, feel sick, being sick. I've had like my difficulties with this word, okay? To be sick, it's like literally to throw up, right? So, meaning that you are just disgusted with something like, I think this statement makes Alice, and she is referring to people here. No, I'm very grown up about these things. Simon says to Felix, I think, yeah. So somebody is grown up, he's a grown up, and here we've got a conversion happening, be grown up about something, okay, so act as an adult, as a grown up. I've mentioned attention to detail before, and I love the way Sally does it, because for example, we've got plastic cups, so people are drinking wine from plastic cups, or are eating sponge cake, for example, or something, from paper plates. Helping himself to a slice of cake, comma, Simon said. Again, we've got this beautifully constructed present participle clause. Helping himself to a slice of cake, and notice that it's used at the beginning of a sentence. I mean, I've noticed. Nice. Then this phrase in English, come near me, or don't come near me, near me, yeah, it's just a fixed expression. Come near somebody, go near somebody. I think Alice says, come near me and I'll hit you. I'm not excusing myself. What I've noticed in this novel are the reflexive pronouns, because I've been taught, and I've told you, I think, that English, when we compare English and German, pales in comparison, because German is or has a ton of reflexive pronoun and also reflexive, German has a ton of reflexive pronouns and a ton of reflexive verbs. She went on looking at him. Okay, she went on looking at him. I was like, where did she go? But it's go on, like continue doing something. So she continued looking at him, her face thin and pale. I'm sorry if you thought I was ignoring you at Paula's house. Okay, I was ignoring you. So in process, this past progressive, I'm going to head home now. I may not see you during the week. No need for such advanced tactics. I liked this expression. But banging it shut. She lay down on the bed. Okay, meaning like not just politely closing the door, but banging it shut. Yeah, with all her force potentially. She lay down on the bed. So, lie, lay, laying. Is it? Lie, lay, laying, and lay, laid, laid. Okay, so this is the strong version. Lie, lay, laying. A minute went by. Okay, so time goes by. A minute went by, like in German it would be vergeht, verging. Seconds went by in silence. While a minute went by, seconds went by, okay, hours went by, days went by, a year went by, or this year went by. She said effortfully. So for example, I've started using the word effortlessly, and this is a nice opposite, effortfully. So she had to make an effort, effortfully. I think you would feel superficially sadder but less fundamentally broken as a person if I could just be sad about one breakup rather than sad about my lifelong inability to sustain a meaningful relationship. On page 211, this is a monologue. So something Eileen is typing into email to Alice. Yeah, so I was just saying, Eileen has like self-esteem issues, like low self-esteem, and she thinks it's her fault that, for example, she and her partner broke up. Okay. So my lifelong inability to sustain a meaningful relationship, and I'm not going to give away, but in the end she manages to sustain a meaningful relationship. I'm not going to say who with though. Right, 212. Rather than worrying and theorizing about the state of the world, which helps no one, I should put my energy into living and being happy. Also a nice construction. Rather than doing something, I should. Yeah, this contrast. And then this inserted sentence, comma, which helps no one, comma, like a dream, comma, completely unrelated to anything in reality. Yeah? So to relate to somebody, to relate to something, it's related to, it's unrelated to anything in reality. Alice wearing a grey turtleneck. I just love this word, turtleneck. Well, this is the one I'm wearing. It's not entirely a turtleneck, right? So it's got to cover your neck. Then it qualifies to be called as a turtleneck. I've been to a H&M store recently in Munich. And I was astonished how many English words are now used on the tags in German clothes shops. It literally said something like black turtleneck, right? Even though the Germans have a word for these, they call it what do they call it? Kragen. Huh? Kragenpullover. Is it? Oh. Ein Kragenpulli. I think so. Yeah. Anyway, English is taking over German slowly but surely. A woman named Alice was telling a story about a man she knew who had taken out a 60,000 euro loan to cover his gambling debts. Okay, it's just a collocation. Take out a loan, yeah. Einen Kredit aufnehmen, what would be in German, I think. Take out a loan. It's not just take a loan, it's take out a loan, right? Literally, you've got to pay it back. Did you think about me while you were away? Think about me, because you've got think of and think about. And here it's think about me. Perhaps think about me, like it refers to the fact that somebody kept thinking, like for a long time, or long period of time, rather than, which in German would be nachdenken über, rather than think of me, like denken an, which is shorter in time. In the morning, he dropped her home on his way to work. Hop out now or I'll be late. Yeah. Hop out, hop on, hop out. Refers to the movement, right? So it's like really literally hop out, hop in. And he is, for example, in Munich, a double-decker bus offering sightseeing tours, and it says hop on, hop off tours, you see. She unbuckled her seatbelt. Okay, so unbuckled. So we've got this buckle thing, right, on the belt, the buckle. You buckle or unbuckle the seatbelt, right? You put it on, you take it off, unbuckled. I just love this verb. By 1 in the morning, Alice was drinking peppermint tea and working on her book review. I like this contrast between Alice and Felix, because she's like into a healthy lifestyle, drinking peppermint tea, and he's had a couple of cocktails, I think. So after another drink, he went outside and threw up behind a wheelie bin. Again, attention to detail, right? Not just a bin, but a wheelie bin. Oh, you are drunk. Are you on drugs? Okay. Get hammered. A new expression for me. Hammered. Get hammered, like with a hammer. Trum, 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 trum. Get very drunk. Not everyone could be up for it. So, like, wanting to participate in something, right? Up for it. He stood up straight. I was actually having a good night. I went a bit overboard, getting sick, but I was having a good time. Other than that, yeah. So go overboard, like exaggerating, having too much of something, overboard. You have never been off work sick for more than 4 days at a time, so I should think my taking 4 months off would strike you as a pretty protracted break. So be off work sick. It's a firm expression. Be off work sick, meaning not being at work because you are sick or ill. Krankgeschrieben, the famous German krankgeschrieben. I did fly out of Dublin and back into Dublin again at 7 in the morning and 1 in the morning, respectively. So fly in, fly out, okay, and then respectively, meaning as well in the morning, and also so so at 7 in the morning as well as at 1 in the morning respectively, and this is why she didn't want to bother Eileen to meet up. As for the unanswered text message from, okay, our new nicely constructed adjective for me, not answered, unanswered, which indicates the origin, the Germanic origin of this word. I've got a video about the suffixes and prefixes in English if you want to double check or check it out. It's there for your consumption. I'll take care of everything. I'll take care of everything. Ich kümmere mich alles, right? Simon is in essence, though he denies it, this, in brackets, a politician in essence. Like, in his core, like deep down. In fact, the person who reminds me most of myself is my sister. Because she's completely insane, which I also am, and because she makes me so angry, which I also do. Reminds me of myself again. Looks like a reflexive pronoun to me, but she's referring to herself. I will probably continue to make poor life decisions and suffer recurrent depressive episodes. That's 100% Eileen. In the sink, a dirty saucepan, a wooden chopping board. Wooden chopping board. Again, attention to detail. I love it. Wooden, right? Made out of wood. On the drying rack. So far, I've learned the shoe rack. Okay, so the rack for shoes. A hat rack for hats. And a drying rack. I watched for the sight of him while she dried the dishes with a checkered tea towel, attention to detail, loving it, checkered tea towel, and stacked them away in the cupboards. The damp, dripping salad bowl. Okay, so water is still dripping from it. I used to confuse drizzling and dripping. Perhaps I still am, sometimes. Neither of them love this construction. Feels so nice when you know who's meant. So two people are meant, neither of them, or either of them. We had a falling out when I was in hospital. A falling out, like an argument. A falling out. Okay, Eileen in the doorway, right? Literally. Right? So this is the door, in the doorway. Okay. Simon listened in silence, wading along to keep pace. The water waist high now, I think that's now, 261, wading along, wade. To me, the word wade is associated with the German die Wade, which is this part of your leg, okay, so die Wade, so meaning using your Waden to get like through the waters, to keep pace, Schritt halten. You're hard on yourself for, yeah, so to be hard on yourself for not doing something, for example, yeah, you're hard on yourself for binge eating, for binge watching, for not doing your homework, hard on yourself, you're beating up yourself for it, yeah. She made no reply at first. A collocation, make a reply. We are very different people. He's seeing someone else. Okay, we've figured this out, yeah. To date someone, to see someone. At first I was confused, like, see someone? Like, what do you mean? But basically what it means is to date someone. You are being intrusive. I don't know why, but it reminds me again, it reminds me of 50 Shades of Grey and the Anastasia's roommate. Her name is Catherine, right? Also very intrusive. I'm just thinking in this case, Alice is being intrusive. Shading her eyes like this. Shading her eyes from the sun. It's a touchy subject. Touchy, sensitive. So she's sensitive to this subject here. Understandably. Verstehe. That's risk aversion. Also risk aversion also Vermeidungsverhalten, Risiko vermeiden, risk aversion. Self-sabotage, that's arguable either way, right? This way or that way, either way. Again, two components. Until I tire myself out and fall asleep. Again, looks like a reflexive verb to me. What is going on? Tire myself out. So secretive, not willing to disclose a lot of information. Sort of reserved in a way. You weren't going to tell me? I was going to tell you. You weren't going to tell me? I was going to tell you. I know I think I know the exact translation in Russian. We would say, you weren't going to tell me. Ты не собирался мне рассказать. Я собирался тебе рассказать. I weren't going to tell you. In German, hattest du vor, das mir zu erzählen? Perhaps. Ich hatte vor, es dir zu erzählen. Yeah, like a firm intention. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. The shop on the corner was its sliding automatic doors. Attention to detail. Glossy floor tiles. So we've had glistening, now glossy. As I approached the till, the checkout, die Kasse of Dutch, with these items, Ellen took her purse from her bag and Simon said, "Oh, no, let me." Ellen watched him fish his wallet from his pocket, a slim leather wallet, right? Slim leather, so material second position, which he unfolded with one hand to take out his card. Glancing up, he caught her looking. Present participle clause, glancing up. His previous relationships, okay, so he's had several. Scrolling through the notifications on his phone, scrolling through, flicking through, leafing through. Okay, she's having people over for her birthday tomorrow. Okay, so this is the even though the form is present participle, no, sorry, present progressive, she is having, present progressive, expressing a firm intent, even more. She's already invited everybody, right? In quick succession. I like this expression, in quick succession. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. If we get together as a couple and then break up, get separated, or get separated. But if we got together and then okay. So, but if we get together and then broke up, everything in the present tense. But if we got together and then broke up, would I? Past simple, right? Conditional clause. Unscrewing the base of the coffee pot, right? So screwer. I have, I think, a tiny little video devoted to screwing something up, right? Messing something up. And then also, at home I've got this coffee pot, mocha in Italian, I think, and you have to unscrew the coffee pot, the base of the coffee pot, which I do every single morning. You look a bit wrecked. I struggle with the pronunciation of this word. I tend to say wrecked. I've double checked. Wrecked meaning shattered, kaput. We'll swing by and pick you up in a bit. Ellen is in a weird mood, just to let you know. Swing by, pop by, drive by. Kurz vorbeischauen. Still on for Daniela's party this evening? Yes, still on. Those prepositions and phrases with those little prepositions have meaning that I'm trying to guess. For example, be up for something. Yes, want to participate in something. We've had this, and then it's just still on. So still on for. Why not still up for? Still on for. Still on. I am assuming it's got the same meaning. Don't make personal remarks. This reminds me of The Great Gatsby, the falling out between Tom and Jay, right? personal remarks. Again, Alice sat in the front seat. Eileen and Simon sat in the back. He drummed his fingers cheerfully on the steering wheel. Drummed. Right? Reminds me of Normal People, where Connell was kneading his fingers on the steering wheel. Or just kneaded. Spelled not N-double-E-D, my friends, if you're learning English, but K-N-E-A-D, needed. Homophones. You also glam. I'm jealous. Glamorous. Short for glamorous. A tiled room, right? So you've got tiles on the walls, on the floors. Energetically, the little girl did something. I just love the construction. Energetically, I think she's playing football. Is she thinking of buying it? Okay, the referral is to Alice's mansion. In the present progressive, that's interesting. Like, she's making intentional choices and she's in the process of making up her mind. Is she thinking of, but not about? Interesting. So, are you thinking about me? Did you think about me, right? Were you thinking about me whilst you were away and here? Is she thinking of buying it? Interesting. The dog just got used to being fed, present participle, and nothing bad happening, and eventually she didn't mind us going near her. Right? Come near me and I'll hit you. She didn't mind us going near her. So, a question of perspective. Who is saying this, right? She didn't mind us going near her. Okay. So, going near her, towards her. Come near me, says Alice, and I'll hit you. Okay, that's pretty much it. I hope it's been helpful. Sorry for my rambling. I've been out of practice, confession time, but I'm hoping to get into practice again and to start uploading videos frequently, because guys, this channel is not only devoted to learning German, in case you didn't know. I have been learning German and I'm teaching German currently. English, I'm teaching English currently, and I have started learning Chinese. June. So don't be surprised if those videos come your way. The reason why I am doing it is people, like researchers say, if you can teach something to somebody that you are learning and you want to sort of go into your long-term memory, then you need to be able to teach it to somebody. And so my hope is that everything that I've said today has stuck with me or in my mind. Anyway, I wish you all the best, take lots of care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!